So if you guys haven't heard, we have a new exotic rifle. Yes, it's the bad boy that I have in my hands. Now to get this weapon, you need to complete the raid, and not only do you need to complete the raid, you need to open up the box at the very end. Yes, this box right here is the only box that currently drops this weapon. Now the cool thing about it is there are 4 different key locations in the raid that you can collect once a week per character. If you have multiple characters, that means that you'll have more chance of opening the box because you can do these key runs once a week per character. Now the final boss does drop a key every time you beat him. Some people tend to farm that boss, so if you guys want to do it that way, if you have the final checkpoint, well, you can farm the key just like you could do for the Eagle Bear on the last raid. But of course, Razorback was a lot harder to beat than this boss in my opinion, so farming this boss for the final key isn't too hard. So that was key number 2. The third key is still after the second boss, and this one is a little bit more complicated to get, but if you have a team that knows how to do it, if you want to check on YouTube videos, I could probably put something together for you guys for all key locations and tips and tricks on how to do them. The fourth and final key that you can get from a box comes right before the final boss. Just make sure you go back out the doorway, go down the stairs, and then you can open up this key box. And then last but not least, when you do beat the boss, they will always drop a key. And then when you have all 5 final keys, what does that mean? Yep, you guys can open up the key box. And then you have, I believe it's about a 10% chance for the exotic rifle, the Ravenous, to drop. Now, why do people want to get this weapon? Well, I'll explain to you right now why this bad boy is so good. And I've actually had time to run with this, and I've switched out my M1A to run with this in the raid, and I've also ran it on an all red build. So when I tell you that I've gotten some good time on it, I played the raid, we did a full completion run, took us about 1 hour and 30 minutes getting all the keys, having some fun, and I had a lot of fun running with this. So what makes this exotic rifle so good? What is so good about it? Well, you can see that it comes with the core attributes of rifle damage, critical hit damage, and then it always rolls with damage to targets out of cover. I actually had to re-roll mine once or twice to get the exact rolls I wanted, but as you can see, pretty solid rolls. Now, what makes this weapon so unique is the talent. So on trigger pull, you fire both barrels at once. When firing from the right shoulder, hits add offensive primers and defensive primers when fired from the left shoulder. Hits from one shoulder will detonate the all opposite shoulders primers when present. So when detonating each offensive primer, you deal 100% weapon damage, while each defensive primer grants 4% bonus armor and 10% amplified damage to armor plates for 5 seconds. Now, primer effectiveness is doubled at 10 stacks. So that means you could have 200% weapon damage, or you could have 8% bonus armor and 20% amplified damage, depending if you're doing offensive or defensive primers. And that's what's really crazy about this weapon. Now, when I was using it in the raid, I just could see the amount of damage. What this weapon kind of reminds me of is if you had the Merciless or the Ruthless and you put it on steroids and you changed up the talents a little bit, this is the bad boy that they came up with. And I'm actually enjoying this a lot. What we're gonna do is we're gonna head to the range. I kind of want to show you the damage output that this weapon can do and how the bonus, the defensive primers work. So we're at the range right now. So we're gonna test out the offensive primers just so you can see. I'm gonna hit a couple shots. What was that? 3 shots, popped it. It was like 2 million damage, right? So we're gonna do a couple more, about 1 million damage with 2 shots, 1 shot, about 500,000 damage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stack it to, we're gonna go up to 10, right? Let's do up to 10. So that way we could get the double. So we can get the double. Almost 8 million damage, right? When I swap over to the shoulder, which you could actually spam this. Now, if I shoot from my defensive side, right? You can see I got the bonus armor, right? I got the 8% extra armor. And then I would also have the 25% amplified damage towards armor plates. So either way you use this, you can definitely still get a lot of damage. So that is how the offensive and defensive primers work. You just have to swap shoulders. And at first I was a little worried, but it's pretty easy to do on controller, as you guys are gonna see in some of this gameplay. So if you guys are on console, if you guys are on PC, I'm pretty sure you guys will be perfectly fine shoulder swapping and using this. Now what's really cool about this weapon is the amount of damage it does to heavies and to those dogs. You'll see that you put those dogs down quick, and you also put down those heavies pretty quick too. Another really cool feature is it tends to stun enemies. And if you've ever played the raid, you will know that the final boss has this sticky, right? And when she does that sticky, you can disrupt her. And all you have to do is shoot her once with offensive primer, shoot her once with a defensive primer, and it will cause her to stop the sticky motion. And that could save your teammates. And not only that, you can do that on every single boss in the raid and every single boss in the game. You can stun them with this weapon. The base damage on this weapon is really good for the rate of fire that it has. And who doesn't like seeing enemies explode, right? So if you guys have been looking for an exotic to grind for, well, this might be it. This 100% might be that exotic that you guys want to get for. I think the possibilities with this build are endless because you can actually run a lot of builds with it, right? You can run so many builds with it because of the fact that it has a defensive and offensive primers, and they both do different things, right? So stacking some armor when you're running this might actually be a good idea. So it's definitely something for you guys to play with. I'm going to be trying to work on a couple builds with it, and I think there should be some really good builds coming out when more people actually get this and they get to play around with this rifle, because it's that good of a weapon. And I don't even know if I'm going to go back to the M1A. I think with the high rate of fire that this one has and being able to spam it with the amount of damage and with the talent that's on this weapon, I think it's really viable. And I think even in PvP settings, you might actually be able to put something really good together with this one right here. So remember, as of right now, the only known location that you guys can get this from is from the box. I have not even seen one of the bosses drop an exotic, not even for me or my friends. So I don't think the Ravenous can even be dropped from any of the bosses. Now, if somebody has gotten it from a boss, please let me know in the comment section. But I'm pretty sure the only way to unlock this weapon right here is from the box, and it's about a 10% chance drop rate. I believe the same as what the Eagle Bearer is currently in the Dark Hours raid. So remember, you need 5 keys. You can do that once a week, or you can farm the final boss, right? Because the final boss will drop a key, and just like the Eagle Bearer, you get 1 key from every time you kill the boss. So if you guys are looking at grinding this, that might be the more efficient way of doing it. I want to know, is this something that you guys think about doing? Is this something that you guys think it's worth doing the raid for? I know even if you complete the raid, it's not a guarantee, but hey, I think that's what this game is about. That's what looter shooters are about. And this is one of those rifles that you probably want to invest in. And then hopefully, if you don't get it, maybe your teammate already has gotten it. He can drop it for you, or she can drop it for you. And then everybody can have it in your team. Don't forget, if you guys are looking for Division 2 content specifically, and you're like, man, you have a lot of Division 2 videos, I do have subfolders, and you can go to my playlist. I have some for tips and tricks, for exotics, for builds. I think I have Title Update 10 I just created. Some of my Title Update 9 builds work with Title Update 10. And then I just have a Division 2 folder if you're just specifically looking for Division 2. Now, if you're looking for other games, I have multiple games on there, so definitely check that out. That's a great way to see what kind of games you enjoy. Maybe you enjoy some of the games I enjoy. I enjoy a lot of different games, so I play a lot of games, and that's what I've been trying to do with this channel, bring more and more games. But right now, this is Division 2 video, so back on track. Remember, if you're new and you want to catch more videos, hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, want to see more Division 2 videos, leave a thumbs up so I know, hey, yo, Skills, make more Division 2 videos. So yeah, leave a thumbs up. And as always, I can't do this without you guys. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everything you guys do for this channel. Don't forget, check out the Discord. We do have a Discord. I think we have over 6,000 members. It grows daily. And there are people in there trying to do the raid, so you can definitely find raid groups. You guys know me. I'm kind of a busy guy. I have my full-time job, and then I do YouTube. So I don't have time to just raid all the time. And that's the thing. Like, I wish I could help every single one of you guys. It's just really tough for me. So that raid groups, and that's great because those are a lot of people who watch my channel who are good at the game, right? There's a lot of people who are really good at the game, and they play, and they want to find groups. And hopefully you guys can find a solid team to play with, people who enjoy the game, who just want to have fun, play the game, and then hopefully you guys can beat these bosses, work towards getting this weapon, and then hopefully, you know, become a solid group for the future. But yeah, definitely check out my Discord. There is a link in the description. And hey, that's enough for now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Nothing but skills out.